Hey guys, welcome to Troop 35 Cooking Live with ASM Kidd. We got a beautiful day here. Everybody's hungry, and we're going to see if we can take care of that for everybody real quick now. A couple of things we're going to do is, first of all, talk about having everything ready to go before you start cooking. So what you'll see here is I have a frying pan I need for the first thing. I got my paper towels. I have my utensils all sitting in a little pot here with water in it, so I can keep them out of the way. I'm using only 3 spices today, or seasonings: salt, pepper, and you all may recognize this. We call it Old Bay. What we're going to do, so you have an idea, is we're going to do a 1-pot breakfast, and then we're going to do a dinner meal, a steam pot, and you'll see how that's made in a moment. And then for dessert, we're going to do a camp cone. Couple things we like to talk about also is the safety aspect, and so we're set there. I also have on my table 2 cutting boards, and that's important. And one of the things you'll notice, if I put my cutting board out front here and don't do anything, it's going to slide all around, and that's very dangerous if you're going to be cutting. So what I do is I take a wet paper towel and put it down first. Most of the burns are going to be on your arm or on your hands, and hopefully that's it. Always get some cold water. If somebody's got ice, dip your hand in the ice water. That'll help take care of it. If it's anything more than the first degree burn, then you want to go see one of the ASMs, or if one of our camp docs are around, you want to see them so they can take care of that. If it's a 3rd degree burn where you've got massive charring and everything else, call 911, okay? And get to an adult ASAP, because we don't want to sit there and tightly wrap that or anything else. We just want to find a clean bandage that's non-synthetic cotton that we can wrap with that until we can get them to a medical facility. Your knife safeties, as far as don't play around with it, make sure you got a good grip on it when you're cutting. Keep your fingers back. Chopping, you hold your onion like this, and then you want to make your slices, but always keep it back like that. And what you can do is you start out here, and you see how I have my thumb on the back of the onion? That pushes the onion forward. The back of my knife is resting on my knuckles, so I can't cut anything, and then I push the onion through with my thumb, and then we get down here to the end. We're done, and then I just do a rough chop. And it's always important to keep your fingers out of the way when you're cutting. The last thing you want to do is be in a situation where you've now cut yourself. So we've got our onions cut. So we're going to check on the bacon. It looks like the bacon's coming along fine. Bacon's coming along fine. Get a little more color on it. So it has a chance to drain a little bit. So we're going to pop them right into that pan. Now things are going to go pretty quick here. Give that a little stir, get that mixed up there. Get that all going. We're going to take this bacon that we have here and put it on our cutting board. Right now I've just cooked the bacon, and I've pulled the bacon out. I've left the bacon fat, and what we've done is we have taken and put some chopped onion and our potatoes in here right now to kind of get them cooked a little bit, which is really smelling good. And then it's always good to have a little veggie in there and some color. So we're going to take some of these grape tomatoes here, which look really good. And all we're going to do is cut them in half. Way when you go camping, there's nothing worse than biting into a crunchy potato, unless it's a potato chip. And I've always learned, pre-cook your potatoes. It'll make all the difference in the world. And it's just one of those shortcut tips that makes a lot of sense. And we're going to throw our bacon back in now. Not all of it. Bacon. So now we got a mixture like this. Got our tomatoes, our bacon, our ham, our potatoes. Onions are starting to cook. Okay, look at this thing going. Wow. Okay, so now everything is all cooked. I'm going to scrape a little bit from the bottom. Oh, yeah. Still not quite done, and I'm starved, so what we're going to do is we're just going to mash that up a little bit, get it all mixed together. And then we've got a nice little mixture here that in about another 2 minutes, simple, done, easy, good to go. There you go. Henry, come over here, get yourself a fork.
Thank you, Mr. Kidd.
Yep. Katie, I'll get you a plate as well.
A little hot.
Katie, here's your plate. And we're going to set it just like that. Then I'm going to crimp the edges just to give me a little bit of a containment pool. I'm just going to pinch them together, come across like this, pinch these two corners together. Same thing down here, just run my thumb along it, pinch it, turn it up, come back along here, pinch it, and turn it up. I don't need a lot of lip on it, just enough so if I put anything in there, like water or seasonings, it all stays in there. I've got some kielbasa. I got some little red potatoes. I have some shrimp, some asparagus, and of course a little bit of butter. So, first thing we're going to do, just in case it's windy, I want to take and put some pre-cut corn in my four corners. Then we're going to reach in here for some asparagus spears. Then we're going to put, oh, I don't know, a couple of asparagus spears in here. Now you see how easy and quick it is when you have everything prepared in safe containers? No cross-contamination. Oh, look at this, we got some baby reds. So now we're going to put some of these baby reds in here. Oh yeah, the kielbasa. Adds a little bit of fat and flavor. It always looks good when you have some nice sized shrimp to pop in your steam pot. So we're going to load it up with all of our shrimp here. And we're going to take this lemon and we're going to squeeze the lemon all over that. And then we're going to leave the lemon right there like that. The other thing we need to do is grab our butter. And if you notice, if you keep the butter in a container like this in the butter wrapper, it'll make it so much easier when you get home and have to clean. Hopefully you won't have to do anything. Plenty of butter, that's all going to melt down. And then, Old Bay. We're just going to sprinkle this liberally all over our steam pot here. and then we're going to add a little bit of water. So we know that's going to bake out. And now we're going to take our parchment paper and just make a rough, pull the corners together. And then kind of tuck this like this. And then the best part is we've got this all together. Now, pull your aluminum foil to the center. Up and roll that puppy. Bring it back to the center again. And give it a quick crimp so it holds together. Throw this right on the coals or right on top of a hot gas grill or a campfire. If you're in a campfire, you're going to take your coals and part them and make an opening with no coals about this big around, like a super donut. That way you can simply set this in the center. It'll act like an oven and it'll cook it, okay? I find it usually takes no more than 10, 15 minutes tops to have this done. So what I do then on this grill, I'm going to take it, pop it here, and look, we just happen to have one that hopefully is done.
Oh my God.
So there's your steam pot. And yes, somebody's going to have to eat the other one. No, it's just, this steam pots are done by hand. And we just mix it up. You see all the juice still in there? That's because we use the parchment paper. It holds that moisture in there. So our corn's done, our potatoes are done, our asparagus, oh yeah, they're done. Everything's good. And the nice thing is, when you're done, you just take the whole thing and put it together and throw it in the trash. So you have your shrimp shells in there, everything. Nice shrimp and So what we're going to do is open this pack of waffle cones. I'm going to pull out a waffle cone. I'm going to set it right there. Now what we have, I got a mixture of things. Henry, milk chocolate morsels are going in. I got a nice thing of chocolate morsels in there and some mini marshmallows. I have some multicolored marshmallows that I thought were pretty cool until I tasted them and realized they were different flavors and they just didn't match.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is cut off a nice slice of banana here. And just going to cut it in little pieces. And we're going to set that right inside there. I don't know if you can see that or not. We're going to put a couple more chocolate chips in there. A couple more marshmallows on top. And then so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this nice strawberry stuff because the banana's down in there. And then is we're going to throw a couple things. Or drop a couple M&Ms in on there. There we go.
Over the napkin. It's already dripping, so I know it's going to be something that burns.
So I would probably put it in for 2 minutes. That's what it's going to look like. Henry, swap positions with your mom. It's also nice to bring, if you've got them, some wet wipes. I know these days those things. Hope you got something out of this. Really appreciate you tuning in and watching, and give us your feedback, and maybe we can do this again someday. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe out there. And you do your final seasoning when you open it, because if you're not using Bold Bay, you're not from the Eastern Shore, the Western Shore, or anywhere in the state of Maryland. Love it.